Grace and peace. What's going on, good people? Thomas White here. I've been in a locker room for almost a couple years now. Newly on the gathering board as of this year, 2023. Um, just having a day at the park with my kids. I'm trying to hide in the background and all that good stuff. So there's a particular piece of literature that I've been kind of chewing on this year. Um, and it came about when um, we started the Rule of Life group in the gathering. Very simply, Rule of Life is a regimen, um, basically, that you begin to um, employ in your life so that you can have these very simple things in an effort to not please God, but to draw yourselves closer in to God. And so, one of the uh, one of the things that I've been reading is the small catechism written by Martin Luther. And I just very simply want to read a piece of it. Uh, and this is the preface. And I'll read a couple of parts, but I'll just start with the preface here. And I'll just kind of go over why I view catechisms as super important, and the fact that they're just available in general and helpful to our Christian walk. But Martin Luther says, to all the faithful and godly pastors and preachers, grace and mercy and peace in Jesus Christ our Lord. The deplorable, miserable condition which I discovered lately when I, too, was a visitor has forced and urged me to publish this catechism or Christian doctrine in this small, plain, simple form. Mercy, good God, what manifold misery I beheld. The common people, especially in the villages, have no knowledge whatever of Christian doctrine. And alas, many pastors are altogether incapable and incompetent to teach, so much so that one is ashamed to speak of it. Nevertheless, all maintain that they are Christians, have been baptized, and received the common communion, holy sacraments. Yet they do not understand and cannot even recite either the Lord's Prayer or the Creed or the Ten Commandments. They live like dumb brutes and irrational hogs, and yet, now that the gospel has come, they have nicely learned to abuse all liberty like experts. And I would say if that sounds familiar, somewhat like our culture and our climate now when it comes to Christianity, um, I would I would say that there may be a sense in which that is due to a lack of understanding very basic Christian doctrines. And what a catechism does is it simply gives you a summary of doctrines, right? It's not an in depth view or study of the Bible, but it's meant to help you understand fundamental things. And I believe that they can begin to stir the hearts of the believer into good deed and good action. There's something that Martin Luther said that I like to quote, and that is very simply that God doesn't need our good works, but our neighbor does. And if he was here today, would he say that he's found us in the most deplorable conditions, right? And people not even knowing, the basics of Christian doctrine, not even knowing the creeds or anything like that. So um, I'm going to read to you um, the first article of the creed, and it's of creation. I believe in God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth. What does this mean? Answer. I believe that God has made me and all creatures, that he has given me my body and soul, eyes, ears, and all my limbs, my reason and all my senses, and still preserves them in addition thereto, clothing and shoes, meat and drink, house and homestead, wife and children, fields, cattle, and all my goods, that he provides me richly and daily with all that I need to support this body and life, protects me from all danger, and guards me and preserves me from all evil. And all this is out of pure, fatherly, divine goodness and mercy, without any merit or worthiness in me, for all which I owe it to him to thank, praise, serve, and obey him. this is most certainly true. And so again, as I read that, you know, God has created us. It's only right that we give him what's due and serve him for who he is. And so I hope you've been blessed by this. Again, this is just a resource, Luther's Small Catechism. And so, man, grab it. There are other catechisms that are available to you guys. But this is one that, again, I've felt that I've been reading through and felt, man, like it's been real good to me. So if you want to read it, you can find it on an app or you can find it online. Peace.